Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please join the class of 2020 in rising and removing your hats as the Sycamore High School Choir, under the direction of Mr. Drayton Eggleston, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
I would like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the Sycamore High School class of 2020. Every parent, relative, friend, and community member should be proud of these outstanding young people. They have emulated the highest standards of citizenship, character, and scholarship throughout their 4 years. I'm extremely proud of this group of young men and women. Please sit back and enjoy the Sycamore High School Choir under the direction of Mr. Drayton Eggleston as they sing the Sycamore High School Loyalty Hymn, Black and Gold, and the chosen class song, The Road Home.
Praise you, Sycamore High, we sing. Honor unto you we bring. Bless you, greatness, strength, and fame. We will always hail thy name. May our loyal
It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of the Sycamore Community School District, Mrs. Kathy Countryman.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I would like to start our celebration today by acknowledging not only our graduates, but taking a moment to acknowledge Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day signifies the remembrance of those who died in active military service. If you have or are currently serving our country as a part of the military, thank you. If you have family members or know someone who has or is currently serving our country as a part of the military, please thank them for their service. I would also today like to acknowledge the students from the class of 2020 that are enlisting in military service. Thank you and good luck on your next step. Today, I would also like to thank the Board of Education, as well as the staff members who have supported our graduates and guided them as they took their steps through Sycamore High School. And last but not least, in any way, thank you to the parents and families of our graduates. Thank you for your guidance and support as they have gotten to this day. And now for the class of 2020. Each year, I keep a list of words, phrases, accomplishments, and events for each class along the way. I use this at the end of the year as I create my comments for you today. When I got to about December, I already had 2 pages for your class. This is an amazing group. I had finished up in February thinking about some of my comments, knowing there would be more things that I could add to the list. That was before our school closure in March. As I worked on my comments for this week, I thought, should I use those comments or should I start over? But I definitely, after looking at them, know that I need to celebrate you from the comments from earlier in this year also. When I think of your class, I will always remember you as a class that had kindness and showed kindness toward others, and also your intense grit. The definition of grit is courage, resolve, and strength of character. The definition of kindness is the quality of being generous and considerate. In the case of the class of 2020, this has proven to be an awesome mixture. Your grit has been seen in the classroom, shout out to the reigning math team champs, as well as the individual academic accomplishments, which many of them we celebrated this week at senior night. Your grit has shown on the athletic fields, whether it was Grant's tenacity, the girls' basketball team to model and show extreme teamwork, Gavin's ability in the pool, Preston's ability to make a tackle, the dance team's stunning performances, as well as all of our other athletes. Your grit has shown in the fine arts through Marina's incredible artwork, Clara's incredible voice, and the amazing IHSA recognition for the entire music department. Shout out to orchestra, choir, and band for that achievement. Your grit has also shown in our Spartan TV tech crew. Alex's amazing production this past few weeks of the Orchesys program. And your grit has also shown in being able to clearly articulate your views with confidence, like Genesis at Spartan Senate. But even more amazing than the sense of grit is your sense of kindness. The kindness shown, as many of you, like Zach, volunteered during the fire at St. Albans last summer. The kindness shown during the difficulty of losing a classmate when students like Micah spoke so eloquently at his memorial service. And your kindness has definitely shown through as we have navigated our new environment the last 2 months. But when I think about your class, it won't be the grit alone, it won't be the kindness alone. It is the awesome mixture of the two. This will take you far, and I can't wait to see what you do. So, as we celebrate the class of 2020, I wish for you 3 things. May you find extreme joy in all you do. May you continue to model and believe in the power of kindness. May grit always be a part of who you are individually and together as a class. So congratulations, class of 2020, and as always, go Spartans.
I have the privilege to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2020, Abby Kroll. It's my pleasure to introduce the Valedictorian of the Sycamore High School class of 2020, Tessa Harbeck.
Friends and family, class of 2020. Now, I can't speak to your experience, but I can speak to mine, and it is this. I have laughed harder and longer with this group of people than with any other on earth. How could I not have? I mean, 8 hours a day for 13 years is surely enough time to overuse a few jokes and maybe even create a few lasting bonds. During our time together, I have found that there is joy in the ordinary, the mundane, and the everyday. Yet, as we've shared probably too many tears of laughter, this year specifically has brought tears of sorrow as well. It has seemed almost dueling in personality. Grief enough for a lifetime, yet joy enough to push back that grief. The death of a friend and a classmate in the unique and kind person of Cal Sexton. The abrupt end of a 13-year journey that left us lacking closure. These are landmarks in our year. And I encourage you to take the time and truly grieve these losses, for loss is intended to be mourned. But as grief is often solidified in our minds by dates and memorials, like December 21st, March 13th, I feel that joy and laughter and camaraderie come throughout each day, not linked to singular moments, but sprinkled throughout each. So, as I encourage you to mourn loss with honesty, I implore that you recognize the reality of the joy in our midst. I have found it in the laughter of way too early blue hallway conversations and in way too late club meetings or sports practices, music rehearsals, or game nights. Some of my best memories are sitting alongside you in classes, in those days and weeks where it felt like all we could talk about was waiting for the bell to ring. Something else was happening. Joy was butting in where we had not expected it. Group presentations that were painful and long ended with 30 people crying laughing because there is a comfort and an ease in this specific group of people that is hard to find elsewhere. Our biggest class in 10 years title never robbed us of familiarity. This unique comfort was built day by day, not year by year, but by the accumulation of moments, all of us showing up and living life together, eating a meal every day together, in classrooms debating about politics or paper airplanes together, watching way too many America the Story of Us videos together. Remember hiding and fleeing from a Blue Point false alarm together? How about running all 26 PACER tests together? Mondays at 8 a.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. together. We had roughly 2,300 days from kindergarten to 12th grade together. Then we topped it all off with 2 months of Corona together. Well, in spirit at least. Take that, class of 2019's 1-week polar vortex. Now that is a lot of together, joyful and painful together. And just like that, we must take the joyful and painful together. Choosing not to wish time away creates space for irritation and frustration to fumble its way into friendships and fun memories. This idea has been unwittingly forced upon this class for the last 10 weeks, no, the last 13 years, now evident in the stack of memories we share. And it is what I'm taking from knowing all of you. There is beauty in the everyday, so don't miss it. I want to end with this quote, or I guess you could call it a charge of sorts, that has been hanging handwritten on my bedroom wall for 2 years. It says this: "We tend to stay away from mourning and dancing, Too afraid to cry and too shy to dance, we become narrow-minded complainers, avoiding pain but also true human joy. While we live in this world so subject to struggle, let us mourn and let us dance. I believe that if, going forward, on college campuses, in workplaces, and in households, we are a class known to seek peace in each moment, to act on every situation with sincerity, to be intentional with our friendships, pursuing people and relationships as often as we chase success and achievement, mourning honestly and dancing freely, then we will be known in the future as the same class that we are in my mind today. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2020. It's been a pleasure.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our next guest speaker, the senior class president, Kylie Feuerbach.
Hi, I'm Kylie Feuerbach, and it has been my honor to serve our 2020 class as president these past 4 years. Graduates, parents, friends and family, distinguished faculty and administration, Mrs. Countryman, Mr. Carlson, school board and community members, good afternoon. So here we all are. Well, here I am and there you are. How weird is this? I don't think any of us would have ever thought that our long-awaited graduation ceremony would be through a computer, TV, or phone screen. This is definitely first for Sycamore High School, as it is for millions of high school graduates across America. Luckily for us, our graduating class has had a little practice at having quite a few firsts. For instance, we were the first class in Sycamore's history to beat Montini in football. It was easily the most exciting and intense football game we've ever witnessed. Rushing the field right after that game was a lot of our goals. However, it was a very, very failed attempt, if you even call it an attempt in the first place. We were the first class to be a part of a new athletic conference, the Interstate 8. And in that conference, our class had the great honor of being what I like to say, beasts. We were first in conference for football, boys soccer, our girls doubles tennis team, wrestling, girls bowling, and girls basketball, and most likely our spring sports as well. We were the first class to experience the Blue Point system go off unexpectedly during our freshman year. I know everyone there that day has their own story to tell. I've heard some people jumped over fences, lost shoes, lost school supplies throughout, and others just did not stop running. It was complete chaos, but quite the memory to look back on and laugh at now, especially for us freshmen who had no idea what was going on in the first place. We were the first class, and the only class, lucky enough to say that Robert Carpenter, who amazingly played the drums at one assembly, and Owen Polanowski, who played the guitar at another, were both a part of our 2020 class. For those who were there, you know how it was, and how it literally felt like we were witnessing our very own VIP concerts. So, shout out to Owen and Rob, who are both incredibly gifted musicians. With that being said, shout out to our entire music department, who placed third at state after the IHSA solo and ensemble contest this year. We were the first class to see our very own homecoming king, Kal-El Sexton, go off during the Man Pumps performance this year. I can imagine him hearing this, sharing his contagious laugh, and wearing his contagious smile that he always had across his face. He always brought incredible joy into whatever room he entered. We were also the first class to witness a former Sycamore High Schooler play in and win the Super Bowl this year, having an exciting pep assembly that got us chanting Ben Neiman to go along with it. Though all these firsts may have brought a smile to our face, not all firsts are fun and games. We are the first class who never got to experience what the world was like before 9/11. We were the first class in modern Sycamore High School history who never got our senior prom and our senior tailgate in the parking lot. And now, a formal graduation. We were the first class who had to cancel sold-out orchestra shows after they had months and months of rehearsals. On that note as well, shout out to our amazing dance team who got fourth at state this year. We were the first class who had to cancel the entire season of softball, baseball, track, and girls soccer. These cancellations also canceled what those of us who played those sports wanted most, a chance at getting a state title. These were just a few of our firsts that were ultimately huge disappointments. Memories we missed out on. Moments we will never get back. But what is important to note is that it's not just the good firsts, but rather the challenging firsts that have prepared us to take on the rest of the firsts that we have yet to come in our lives, such as our first day at college, or our first day going off to the military, our first real job, or buying our first home, our first study abroad, or our first loan payment. Although we may feel like we've had a lot taken away from us just from this one year, it is important that we take time to reflect on all that this year has taught us. Because of our losses, we can focus on the positives that have come despite our disappointments. For instance, maybe you've tried the trending Chloe Ting ab workouts throughout this time off. Anyone? I have quite a bit. Maybe you've been mastering your gaming skills. Fortnite, 2K, Minecraft. Have any of you gotten a new pet? Maybe a new dog? I'm still working on the dog part with my dad. Probably won't work out, but we'll see. Maybe you've learned a new hobby or skill, like art or cooking. Some of you have read novels you've always wanted to read, but never had the time for in the past. How about your family relationships? This time has given us the opportunity to get even closer with our families and make memories that we were prevented from doing in the past because none of our schedules always lined up. Through the disappointments, though the disappointments are plentiful, there are so many things to be grateful for. This time we've been given has taught us to appreciate togetherness. Things we used to take for granted, going to school, going to the movies, going to sporting events, going to church, going shopping, and so many more, we now realize what a gift each and every one of these moments were, and will be in the future. We will be the first class that graduates to understand, like no other class before us, the importance of human interaction and connectedness. With this new appreciation, I have no doubt that when our lives get back to normal, we will celebrate our times together, doing these normal everyday activities as if they became a first again. Our class of 2020 has always been special, and while the ending was completely unexpected, let's make the most of it and take it in, and not try and forget about it. It's been an honor to serve our 2020 class as president, and I look forward to hearing about and seeing the many new firsts that we all have in the future. Congratulations, class of 2020.
It's my pleasure to introduce our next guest speaker, the Board of Education President of the Sycamore Community Unit School District, Mr. Jim Dombeck.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Somehow, even though those words are traditional, they just don't seem to be adequate under the circumstances. Certainly, this is not the way that we plan to celebrate your graduation. As you know, you should really be here in front of me, all sitting with square hats on your heads and graduation robes, surrounded by your fellow classmates, your family, and your friends. But approximately 15 weeks ago, your whole life changed, as did everybody's life. And unfortunately, we can't celebrate in the way that we planned. I'm sorry that you don't have the chance to celebrate as we thought we would eventually be celebrating your graduation. But these are times when we've all been forced to adapt, and I know that you can adapt and move forward. And nevertheless, I want to congratulate you, class of 2020. Despite the fact that things didn't go as planned, you were able to succeed. Congratulations to your parents as well. They've been with you every step of the way. They've helped you along your journey. They've supported you, and they've given you the opportunities that you needed to complete your education. Your friends and extended family also are due a word of thanks. They were there for you as well. I'm sure you can all think of a time in your lifetime when you called on a friend or a close family member and needed their support in times of either joy or in times of trouble. So thank them as well today, and we celebrate them as well today. You owe a debt of gratitude to the administrators, the teachers, and staff at Sycamore High School and in the Sycamore School District. Perhaps none other than Kathy Countryman, our superintendent. She's been with you for almost all of your journey throughout your educational career here in Sycamore. Kathy will be retiring this year, and she too has been affected by the circumstances of our times, where we would have celebrated her and would have had opportunities to celebrate the many relationships that she has within the community, the relationships she has with her fellow educators, with community leaders, with family, with students, with parents. All of that has gone by the wayside also. And so we salute her, and I ask you, class of 2020, to salute her as well as she makes her exit also from the Sycamore school system. You owe a debt of gratitude toward the community of Sycamore as well. This community has always supported you with their economic support, with their time, with their talents. They really see in you a hope for their future. They see in you the possibility that you can go forward from this moment and make things better. You will always have them with you. You will always have Sycamore with you in all of your future journeys, and we're glad for that. Last but not least, you deserve a pat on the back as well. You put in the hard work, you put in the effort, you put in the labor to get you here, and you also have had to now deal with this crisis that we face and go out into the world and in a time that's really more uncertain than it's ever been in the past. But know this, that life in general, global pandemics aside, is ever evolving. We're forced to forge ahead into the unknown and do the best we can. It's not just the Sycamore way. It's the American way. It's the human way. We are an adaptable species that always finds a way to flourish in all kinds of environments and in all kinds of emergencies. Class of 2020, on behalf of myself and my fellow school board members, Steve Nelson, Chris Wren, Eric Jones, Julene Davey, Jeff Jacobson, and James Chilo, I wish you great joy and success and the best and brightest of futures.
It's now my pleasure to present the 2020 graduating class of Sycamore High School. As is the tradition of Sycamore High School, the senior class president, Kylie Feuerbach, will read the names of the graduates. It's my pleasure to present the first diploma to Kylie Jo Feuerbach.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. And now for the class of 2020. Bethany Noel Aldis. Victoria Alfaro. Brendan Michael Altergat. Gavin Michael Anderson. Kyle Anthony Antos. Alexander Reese Armstrong. Omni Najia Austin. Valerie Elizabeth Bai. George Maxwell Baird. Alexander B. Barleen. James Connerwaite Barrowman. Cole Henry Baumgardner. Kaylin J. Benaraskis. Veda Sage Belich. Noah Jacob Bennett. Kara N. Berg. Caitlin Rebecca Bernston. Rebecca Grace Bjarnson Ruiz. Taylor J. Bigelow. Clara Margaret Beletsky. Nathaniel Orius Bisco. Owen Cooper Bachman. Madison Ellis Bodie. Sheridan Ray Bolden. Elijah J. Borge. Christopher Daniel Bowman. Audrey Evelyn Boyle. Gwyneth Alexandria Boynton. Jeffrey Stefan Bozek. Austin Michael Brannon. Ethan Edward Brannon. Shakayla Monique Brinkman. Elijah James Briscoe. Benjamin Harris Brock. Hannah Christine Breyer. Austin Carl Bungie. Anthony Santino Birdie. Joshua Todd Burns. Angela Nicole Butera. Cole Davis Cada. Robin Jason Calderon. Cassidy K. Kalfa. Andre Calhoun. Blake Michael Campbell. Caitlin Ann Capello. Cameron James Karani. Megan Catherine Carl. Samuel Jeffrey Carlson. Kylie Macy Carlson. Robert Philip Meyer Carpenter. Hunter Scott Cash. Jessica Castrojan. Jaden Ramon Cedillo. Thomas Henry Chaplin. Alexander James Chekna. Sydney Gail Clark. Matthew Thomas Cleveland. Olivia Grace Clote. Morgan Taylor Cobb. Nathan Andrew Cohn. Peyton Aaron Cauldron. Colby J. Collins. Peyton Michael Colvin. Liam James Conroy. Kennedy Ray Considine. Trevor Lee Considine. Alyssa Nevea Cooley. Megan Olivia Kuhn. Lauren Elizabeth Cooper. Mia E. Couvert. Garrett Christian Cornier. Addison B. Cortinez. Andrea Lucia Covarrubias. Michael Alexander Crawford. Gavin Riley Crowfoot. Braden Philip Crome. Anthony Andrea Cruzan. Jennifer Cruz. Frida V. Cuevas Ramirez. Braden Michael Daly. Claire Elizabeth Dancy. Dylan Bates Davis. Emily Elaine Davis. Jacob Matthew Dean. Ian Wilson Decker. Robert James DeConnick. William Justice Delmer. Keandria Chantel Matilda Dent. Ashley Jean Dicken. Mary Gilbert. Emma Lynn Doring. Manuel Carlos Dominguez. Dylan Todd Donnelly. Allie Marie Drake. Bradford J. Edwards. Shelby Ann Edwards. Logan Allen Egler. Miranda Rose England. Jeremy Scott Evans. Grace Lynn Fitch. Madison Jordan Fitzhenry. Michaela Marie Fitzpatrick. Noah Raymond Forsberg. Nicole Catherine Forster. Marina Dorothy Frazier. Brianna Elizabeth Garcia. Margaret Elaine Gardner. Nathan Taylor Garman. Andrew Nelson Geiger. Emma Jane Gerwig. Brianna Marie Gerke. Grace Lorelei Ginneman. Hallie Ann Goff. Emma Marie Goldman. Gwen K. Galambiewski. Ubaldo Gomez. Nicholas Adrian Govea. Tara Blake Gruey. Jared David Grubbs. Parker Ethan Grudecki. Bryce Bernard Garitas. Carlos Gutierrez. Lucas Eldon Hampson. Margaret Ann Hancock. Eric Thomas Handel. Tessa Ruth Harbeck. Natasha K. Hardesty. Chloe Isabella Hardy. Bradley Michael Harris. Brett Daniel Harris. Deshaun Aaron Harris. Lauren K. Harris. Martha Pauline Harris. Cora Ann Hash. Elizabeth Rebecca Hobb. Jason Allen Hayes. Cole Daniel Heinisch. Morgan Elizabeth Heinisch. Julia Lauren Heller. Frances Margaret Helton. Brianna Ray Hicks. Desiree Alexis Hill. Kimberly Alice Holfeld. Benjamin Edward Hollandoner. Zechariah Devin Hollingsworth. Kari Madison Hostler. Jacob Carl Hove. Timothy Michael Hughes. Shannon Rose Jackman. Aaron Edward Jacobs. Nicholas Tanner Jakubczak. Stephen Edward Jamrog. Gracie Lynn Johnson. Jackson Matthew Johnson. Tyler Robert Johnson. Matthew William Johnston. Alexis Delaney Jones. Delaney Alexis Jones. Lashanti Katrina Jones. Jacob Alexander Jovanovich. Annalisa Jane Joyner. Julian Maurice Keenan. Brady Ryan Kyrlieber. Zachary P. Kelly. Jacqueline Riley Kenny. Taylor Joy Kenny Gates. Tori Margaret Kenny Gates. Heidi Marie Kessler. Alina Ariana Keswani. Ashley E. Kajowski. Hayden Bray Kaselik. Cordelia Tara Kissy. Madison Riley Klassen. Megan E. Kohlberg. Samantha Christine Coley. Zachary Duran Corper. Alexandria Eugenia Kowitz. Mackenzie Rose Kozar. Luke Jacob Kozlowski. Zach Andrew Kazumplik. Tom Lim Cruz. Abigail Grace Kroll. Micah Samuel Kurtzman. Aiden Anthony Lacombe. Cody William Laird. Isabella Rose Lakovskia Schroeder. Madeline Rose Ling. Luke William Larkins. Ryan James Latimer. Derek James Lawrence. Danzig Amir Lanker. Allison Renee Lycomer. Dustin Tyler Listener. Eleanor Isabel Lockbaum. Nicholas Aaron Lockhart. Leonardo Lopez. Aiden Harold Loptine. Shaylin Ann Lowry. Aiden Gray Lucan. Abigail Grace Madden. Tyler Eric Madden. Lene Joy Myfair. Andrew Keith Mauk. Grant William McConkey. Damaris Del Cielo McCoy. Mason Curtis McGee. Rachel Christine McMahon. Brock Hunter Deuce McMurtry. Jacob Anthony Metternach. Justin Paul Meyer. Kira Rose Meyer. Mitchell Thomas Meyer. Genesis Carolina Miranda. Amanda M. Mitchell. Michaela Dolores Montani. Ashley Samantha Montano. Olivia Sue Maury. Hunter Jeanette Morgan. Noelle Amanda Murr. Kelsey Grace Mulligan. Alexis Nicole Munch. Alicia Jade Nagel. Margaret Grace Nanfria. Jacob Randall Nations. Jonathan Joseph Needham. Trinity K. Nordbrock. Isabella Grace Nordstrom. Lucia Catherine O'Brien. Montana Alyn O'Flaherty. Michael Anthony O'Neill. Laramie Rose O'Sullivan. Andrea Ocelote. Charles Clyde Ostreicher. Jordy Brian Ortiz. Lucas Joshua Overhog. Isaias Oviedo. Keegan Arthur Palm. Sung Jun Park. Ashley Helene Parks. Massimo Aaron Pascalini. Priya R. Patel. Natalie Ann Polk. Madison Elaine Pete. Raquel Perez Roa. Samantha Grace Perry. Keegan Lee Pettit. Jackson Nicholas Piazza. Owen Tristan Pianto. Dylan Joseph Pitts. Isaac George Plagakis. Kylie Michelle Plagakis. Kristen Nicole Plauk. Owen Keon Yab Polanowski. Allison Elaine Polly. Emmeline Grace Poles. Benjamin Russell Prue. Ian Patrick Purdom. Joseph Richard Quinn. Kayla N. Radisick. Madeline Joy Rangel. Matthew Richard Rankin. Andrew James Rankin. Hunter Benjamin Ratliff. Hannah Maya Redlifson. Tate William Regnery. Jesse Alexander Renteria. Mackenzie Nicole Repetta. Hannah Elizabeth Retuerto. Matthew James Reicher. Liliana Nicole Regard. Anthony Alexander Riley. Cynthia Ann Rivera. Mary Josephine Rivera. Taylor Marie Rogers. Blake Edwin Ross. Gabriel John Roulet. Garrett David Rubis. David Mark Rutan. Paul Timothy Rutan. Jonathan Ruiz. Riley Michael Ronowicki. Preston Thomas Rude. Emily Dana Victoria Ryan. Olivia Anna Sadat. Charlotte Ellie Salas. Bryce Alexander Sandy. Hannah Maureen Schramm. Nicholas Michael Shoemaker. Corinne Marcine Allen Schusteff. Kyle Bradley Severson. Kal-El Osiris Sexton. Torrance Eva Sharp. Alexis Michaela Arlene Shirley. Rachel Mary Shover. Christopher Scott Sebens. Erin Nicole Simmons. Peyton Renee Saragusa. Brianna Nicole Scar. McKenna Ann Slinkard. Connor Park Smith. Kiera Stevenson. Maria Suzanne Stoner. Taven Kai Streeter. Wyatt Warren Strohacker. Jeffrey Michael Sullivan II. Thomas Henry Sunderledge. Lucas Gage Suprenant. Oliver J. Sweeney. Grace Ann Taylor. Haley Joe Thomas. Devian Cross Thompson. Emily Elizabeth Torsen. Haley May Trella. Aaron Maxwell Trier. Alex Kenji Umekubo. Corbin S. Vaughn. Amanda Eve Veldhuizen. Hannah Ruth Vogel. Alexis Ray Vogt. Patricia Wagenknecht. Jacob Francis Weaver. Audrey Grace Wetzel. Mary Elizabeth Wetzel. Rochelle Eleonora Wilkin. Riley McKay Winburn. Joseph Lawrence Wolney. Olivia Nicole Ray. Now, will the class of 2020 please move their tassels from the right to the left? Thank you, Sycamore, for the countless firsts. I can say for the class of 2020 that Sycamore has been good to us. Black and gold will always be in our hearts. Congrats once again, class of 2020.